Hi guys, today we are going to talk about the 7 questions you need to answer before you get married. But before we go any further, we would like you to subscribe to our podcast or our channel. And remember also to follow us on social media, on Facebook and Instagram, so that you don't miss any of our future episodes.
And remember that when family is healthy, the nation is healthy. So, first question is about love. How much do you love each other?
That's the first question you need to ask yourself before you commit to any marriage, to get married to someone. You need to ask the first question: how much do we love each other? And it sounds like an easy question. It sounds like, oh, we love each other, of course.
Especially when you are at the beginning.
At the beginning, it feels like you love each other. But the real question is not about how you feel about the person. The real question is, how much sacrifice is the person ready to do for you?
How much are you ready to sacrifice for your spouse or whatever, or your
future spouse. Your spouse.
And how much are you going to continue to sacrifice?
So the question is, how much the person is ready to sacrifice for you, and how much you are ready to sacrifice for the person. And this can be, you can check this. You can check this through the time that you are dating, or you can check if the person has really sacrificed things for you. Because some people can pretend. Some people can pretend and show that they sacrifice for after. Sometimes they stop sacrificing. So
or some people can, can sacrifice, and then once you guys are married,
they stop.
And the sacrifice stops for some reason. So it's good to know that, to be willing to sacrifice and continue to know that you will continue to sacrifice something.
Yes, just make sure you can see that the person is ready to sacrifice for you, and you are ready to sacrifice for the person, and to which extent you see the sacrifice, and that's the extent of love. So love for us equal sacrifice. So that's the first question. Check the sacrifice box. If it's ticked, then you can move to the next box.
The second question is faith. It's about faith. Do you share same beliefs?
Yes.
That's very important.
We believe faith plays a big role into relationships. We believe in marriage, even though people don't know or ignores it or dismiss it. It's still important to check the faith box. What does it mean? It means faith informs your decisions, your priorities. Even the people who say, I don't have any faith, I don't believe in God, I don't believe, that's their faith. And the fact that they don't believe in God affects their decisions. It affects what they do and how they do it. So this is a very important question before you commit to anyone. Do we share the same beliefs? Do we agree on spiritual principles, on the faith issues? Do we agree on that? It's very important. Never neglect or dismiss this aspect before you commit to somebody. Faith.
And also, never think that you are going to turn someone into your faith.
No.
Like if someone's not in from your faith, that you are going to be able to turn them. I'm sure there's some exceptions that we don't know.
It may happen, but it's very rare.
It's very rare, and it's very rare.
It's not something you can really
you can't
say.
Bank on that. You can't say, I am going to change them. I'm going to take them to church, and I'm going to pray for them. You can't bank on that. So make sure you check that and be like, do we have the same beliefs?
There is an episode we made on spiritual or religious compatibility. You can watch that or listen to that, and we went deeper into the details of faith and how it affects marriages and what to do when you have different faiths. But today what we are saying is this box has to be checked before you commit to someone.
And the third question is about attraction.
Yes.
Are you attracted to each other?
Yes. This question is very important because I'm very attracted to my wife.
I am very attracted to you.
I'm an attractive man.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So that's why I married you.
The point is, some people make of attraction the main issue in marriage. Because I'm attracted to the person, I have to marry them. That's a big mistake. And other people say, oh, it's not an issue. Oh, beauty is in the heart. No. We need to consider the physical appearance of the person.
Yes.
If you like tall people, go for a tall person. If you like short people, go for a short person. It's not the only thing. It's not the main thing, but it's not also a minor thing when it comes to marriage. So please consider physical attraction. It's also important in marriage.
Yeah, and also if you like someone, if you are attracted to someone,
yes,
which is a good thing.
Yes,
and then don't bank on that either, because that might change.
All these boxes should be ticked.
Yeah.
It's not the only thing to consider, but you need to consider also physical attraction.
Yeah, it's very important, but you need to know that shouldn't be the icebreaker. It shouldn't break the marriage if the attraction changes in the future. Life if the physical changes in the future, because that happens, and sometimes it's really not about what the person did.
Don't leave someone because they've changed, because their physical appearance changed.
Sometimes
we are not saying that, but we are just saying it's not also something to ignore. It's important.
It's not something to ignore. It's very important, because you're gonna live with that person for
the rest of your life.
Of your life, you're gonna be attracted to them.
Yes, you need to get to be attracted to the person. Yes.
Anyway, so fourth question.
Yes.
Fourth question.
Yeah.
It's about culture. Do you share the same values?
Yeah. What's the definition of culture? Culture is how we do things around here. That's culture. So we can talk about the Maasai, we can talk about the Indians, or all those culture. It's the way people do things is culture. So you need to consider culture before you get married, when you commit to someone. Like, how do they do things? What do they value? And this is very, very crucial in marriage. Do we agree on principles? I'm coming from this country, you're coming from that country, you're coming from a different country. Have we discussed the differences on the things we value? It's important to tick this box that you have considered the culture differences, the culture, the thing that you share in common, and make sure you're going to work on them. Make sure you're going to compromise when you have to compromise and agree. And culture is something not to ignore. Even if you are coming from the same country, different families have different cultures. You may all be from the same country, the same tribe, the same ethnicity, ethnic group, but you have different cultures because the way you do things at home are different. It's important to consider culture, everyone's culture, before you commit to marriage.
Fifth question is about temperaments. How well do you know each other?
This question is very important because people rush into marriage before they even know each other. Then they begin to discover that, oh, this is the person I married. I didn't know this is who you are. I didn't know. It's important to know yourself first. Know yourself well. Know what you like. Do you like meat or fish? Do you like?
Know what.
Do you know yourself well? What do you prefer in life? Know your temperament. Are you a doer? Are you a
feeler? Are you a thinker? Are you both?
How do you function? What do you prefer? What are the things you do without thinking?
And with this, most of the time, people go towards someone who has an opposite temperament.
The opposite attract. So know yourself well, and then try to know your partner or your spouse, your future spouse.
And
try to understand them.
And that, I'm cutting you so much, but
no, not fine.
And that can take time.
Yes, we're having a conversation, babe. Just talk.
And that can take time. I'm very excited about this, as you can tell. But that can take time.
That's why you shouldn't rush into marriage.
Yeah, that can take
time to know each other.
Even after you get married.
Yes. Still continue to learn.
I think you need to be willing to keep learning.
Yes.
Like willing to learn about yourself and keep learning about your.
But I prefer that this study or this exercise start before you get married. Most people start learning about each other after they got married. So you start
because they met
after
some bumps.
After they've fought and disagreed and create this created this chaos,
Yeah.
then they start to fix it, or they realize it was because of our temperament.
Yeah, it should be something to think about before.
While you are
work on.
dating, that's the time to start to learn about your temperament, how you are wired,
Yeah.
the things you enjoy, the things you don't enjoy, and agree on
The reason
common
why you
ground.
react
On
a certain
common
way.
ground, yes.
Yeah, that's good.
So temperament.
Sixth
Yes. Question number 6.
question is about counsel.
Yes.
Have you heard from godly people in your life?
We want to be careful here
Yeah.
because sometimes your parent may say no to your relationship and you still feel like it's the right thing to do. Or sometimes your friend can say yes to a relationship, but you don't think it's the right thing to do. So there is a lot of confusion around hearing from other people. And it depends on which culture you're coming from. For example, in the West, in the individualistic culture, listening to other people, it's not really something that people are raised to do because it's an individualistic culture.
Yeah.
You have to follow your heart, follow yourself, and all that. But if in the East, where it's a collectivistic culture, everything there is about the community. So your uncle, your auntie, your mother, your grandpa, they all have a say into who you are going to marry, the job you're going to have. So this is, I'm not talking about which culture is better, individualistic or
There's
collectivistic.
not right or wrong, yeah.
What we are trying to say here is before you commit to someone, listen to godly counsel in your life.
Yeah.
We're not talking about a pastor.
Yeah.
Maybe your godly counsel is your pastor and your
And
spiritual
sometimes maybe
leaders.
your godly counsel is your parents.
Maybe it's your parent.
Yeah.
You need to find some people who walk with God, some people who you have checked their lives and you see that they are worthy to be listened to. They've earned your trust.
Yeah.
Some people, they've earned your trust.
They've earned your trust and they've walked that walk.
Yes,
before
you have checked.
So,
and,
yeah.
And you say, let me share this with them. I'm about to marry this person, what they think. And maybe it's good to just listen to them and have a chat and see what they say. Maybe they know you, they also know that person, they may help you with some perspective.
Yeah.
They may not say no, but they may help you to see things you haven't seen.
Yeah.
So or they may say no and they're right. You don't know. So it's important to have godly counsel in your life. This is something that people may say, no, but I don't want to do this. No, that's up to you. We still believe having some people in your life, they walk with God, they are trustworthy, they've earned your trust by what their lifestyle and what they've done, not just your friend because they are your friend. You can listen to your friend because they are your friend, but it's not necessarily a godly counsel. Listen to people who have earned a godly lifestyle that you can trust and you can rely upon when it comes to decisions like this.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And then the last question, which is number 7,
Yes.
is about God's will.
Yes, God's will.
Is this God's will for you?
Yeah, there are so many theories around knowing God's will. And someone can come to, I've heard stories of people going to girls and say, God told me you are my wife.
You.
I disagree with that. I don't think that's a good way to do things. I don't think
Unless
we
God
should.
really did.
Maybe, but I don't think. Okay, I'm not here to say God said or he didn't say.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's the right way to date a girl or a man to say God said you're my wife
Or my husband.
or my husband. But what we believe is it has to be the will of God. And how do we know the will of God? We believe in the first thing, the first sign that you are at the center of the will of God is the inner peace in your heart. If you have experienced that inner peace, you will know. You will know. If you haven't, then you need to work on it. You need to understand, because the only way to know the voice of someone is to get used to his voice or to her voice. So if you are used to the voice of God, you know when God speaks. If you are not used to his voice, then you will get confused when he speaks.
Yeah.
But for someone who is used to that inner peace, you know when you are troubled. You know when you don't have that peace. You know when you start a relationship and you lose that peace in you. It doesn't matter how everything may look to be in order. You may see the girl or the boy is attractive and all these things. You tick all these boxes, but you find your heart is not at peace.
And some people dismiss something.
Yes.
They're like, oh,
don't fight that feeling. Don't fight that inner peace.
Yeah.
If you lose it, it may not be the will of God. So it's important to seek the will of God, but the first place to start is, do you have that inner peace? Then you can check the word of God, you can check other things. But if you follow your inner peace, if you listen to godly counsel in your life,
yeah,
if you check the temperaments and you feel like you are working on them, both of you, if you discuss your culture, your differences and the values, and you find that you are on the right path when it comes to the things that you both of you value, if you feel like you're attracted to the person is attracted to you, your faith, you feel like you're on the same page when it comes to faith, you can live with that person, you agree on religious principles or spiritual principles, I would say, and finally you love each other, that means you are ready to sacrifice for the person, then go for it. Go for it. What if you miss one? I don't know. If you miss one, that's a red flag or orange flag.
Make sure you don't. Just make sure you don't miss one, because this is going to be really, really helpful to you.
It will be.
Yeah. Well,
hey guys, we hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and please follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Remember, when family is healthy, the nation is healthy. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for listening, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.